Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about something slightly potentially spicy. I don't know, I haven't seen all that much feedback except from like the bigots. So I don't really know what the population with functioning brain cells is thinking, so we'll see. So Victoria's Secret, I feel like I'm getting so many flashbacks of all the fucking scandals to do with Victoria's Secret throughout the years. I wanted to talk about Victoria's Secret. I had no idea this was a thing that was happening until I checked the Twitter trending and I found out. I'm going to read this article from the New York Post. It'll be linked down below to kind of discuss what is going on there, because truly, I might go to Victoria's Secret every so often, but I don't follow their little hijinks. So, Victoria's Secret ditches prioritizing wokeness over sexiness after sales drop. This truly feels like I'm back in 2016. Love it for us. Lingerie chain Victoria's Secret is reportedly ditching its woke feminist makeover of recent years as it hasn't translated to business success. Since the brand decided to move away from its hypersexualized image, as businessoffashion.com described it in a recent article, Victoria's Secret has seen a significant revenue drop. As such, it has looked to revamp itself and bring back sexiness, the outlet noted in a piece that was also published by editorial partner CNN on Tuesday. Kathleen Chen reported that the brand's efforts to promote inclusivity, which included making LGBTQ pro-women's soccer player and outspoken leftist Megan Rapinoe, as well as a transgender woman, brand spokesmodels, and getting rid of its famous angel supermodels, gained favorable reviews from online critics but never translated into sales. According to the numbers, the lingerie's brand projected revenue for 2023 is $6.2 billion, which is 5% lower than last year and even lower than 2020 when the brand's revenue was $7.5 billion. I'm going to stop right here because there are a few clarifications about my stance that I want to make clear. I haven't even said my stance. So first of all, let's talk about the image of Victoria's Secret, okay? So since I was I feel a fetus at this point, it feels like my entire existence, all I've known of Victoria's Secret are the Victoria's Secret angels. I've always associated it with that, and I never was super into Victoria's Secret in terms of their lore, I guess. It was just a thing in the 2010s, okay? Let's just say that. Part of the selling point was the exclusivity of it. And by exclusivity, I don't mean not having plus sizes, because I do think they should have plus sizes. I think every brand should have plus sizes. I think that's obvious. I don't really think there's a debate there for me, so I'm not even gonna start debating. That's just a fact for me. The selling point of Victoria's Secret was a fantasy. So when I look or think about Victoria's Secret, I do not look at Victoria's Secret and think, yes, a reflection of reality. Because first of all, I would not trust Victoria's Secret to tell me anything about anything. Truly not. It's for pretty imagery, pretty women. That is literally all it is. So they obviously chose models that represent the normative fantasy. Normative is going to be a key word here. So if you look at it through that lens, whether you agree with it or not, they had a very clear selling point. I accepted that selling point, and if that selling point isn't for me or for anyone else, that's fine, but their brand always has been that. And in fact, the Victoria's Secret angels are so quote-unquote exclusive that even the average woman does not relate to the angels, as far as I know. If you guys relate, let me know. But I don't relate to being almost 6 feet tall, being like a size 0, wearing these crazy heels, looking insanely pretty without makeup on. Because yes, I've seen pictures of these people without makeup on, though that doesn't really change anything. I do not relate to any of that, and that is the selling point for a lot of people. You're supposed to have the fantasy. That's also why they were called the angels, because they're not just average fucking people. None of these women are average looking people or average people in any which way. When the whole thing of being inclusive came out, we all know, I think, that it was a business ruse. Like, it was never genuinely the people of the board of Victoria's Secret who were like, you know, we really want to be good people. We want to make people feel happy and comfortable in their body. Like, please. We didn't believe that, right? None of us actually believed that. We all know that it was money from the get-go. It was never, we care about disabled people. It was never, we care about plus-size people. It was never about caring about people outside of the norm they'd created. It was always a money thing. And that's where the problem is, in my opinion, because with any brand, so long as I can kind of believe that you mean it, that you genuinely want to do something because you believe in it. Like if they added plus sizes because they actually believe that they want more inclusivity in that direction. If they included disabled people on their runway because they wanted to be inclusive in that way, if I could believe it, their sales still might drop, but I would at least respect them for it. But the thing is, I don't think it was believable from the get-go. It really wasn't. And the thing is, I think this becomes a touchy subject because obviously we're talking about women's bodies and there's a lot of politics around women's bodies, which in and of itself, the body being political, I'm not opening that door. It's like Nike. When I see Nike ads, the majority of them anyway, it's some ripped dude, some buff chick. I do not relate to looking like that because guess what? I do not. But the point is, you buy the athletic gear to better yourself and to feel good about yourself while you're bettering yourself, right? So the point was never to be representative of the average Joe. It's like push yourself to the limit. Okay. With Victoria's Secret, it's not identical, but the point is that you feel sexy, hopefully, in whatever you buy from there, and they're there to sell you the mood, the vibe, whatever. I just don't know why it is that Victoria's Secret all of a sudden decided, yes, we have a conscience now, and we've decided that everything our brand is based on, we're kind of going to throw it out the window, so your brand is basically diluted. Because when it's not genuine, when you're doing things just for the money, it's very obvious and it dilutes. If you have purpose and meaning, a lot of the times it may not work, but people will see that there's purpose and meaning. Regardless, that is enough on my little tangent. The drop in Victoria's Secret sales also followed the company's move to make its board of directors mostly female. In 2021, Rapinoe called out what the brand had been before the revamp, claiming it had sent out a really harmful message that was patriarchal, sexist, viewing not just what it meant to be sexy, but what the clothes were trying to accomplish through a male lens and through what men desired. And it was very much marketed towards younger women, the US women's soccer star added at the time. This argument, I feel like, is the tale as old as time at this point, and of course there's a patriarchal lens that we can add to basically anything these days because yes, back in the day women didn't have rights, so the systems that have been pushed generationally amongst other things have been male dominated, male centered, male focused, whatever you want to call it. There is a reality there, just historically speaking. Fine. I think it's silly to pretend that there aren't women who buy into this, not in a bad way, but it's like, even women who aren't straight, by the way. Victoria's Secret angels, they're not just for men. Let's just say that. Aside from that, if we're gonna go into what Victoria's Secret sells, the idea of being sexy here has been made heteronormative because it's like, yes, men made these, skimpy lingerie outfits for women, and it has to be for men to view the women. Now, the thing is, there are plenty of women who buy from Victoria's Secret who, first of all, are single just for themselves. They might just buy it because they feel good wearing that. Crazy, I know. Second of all, there are women who are not straight who buy those things for other women, for whomever their partner may be. And lastly, even the women who do buy it because they know that their male partner likes that, it's still the women's choice. Like, we're not putting a gun to anyone's head and saying women have to buy from Victoria's Secret. Women have to be on the same page as Victoria's Secret. And I don't like takes like this because it minimizes women's individuality and women's abilities to make a choice. Now, of course, advertisements can get into anyone's head. Advertisements sometimes have some very weird psychological games going on, in my opinion. But again, in this day and age, with social media and everything, most people are more aware than ever of how ads are, how edited ads are, who they're really trying to target in these ads. So I do think it's insulting to say that it's just for men. If that is the case, do you think women are so dumb that they won't pick up on it at all? Because it's insulting on a lot of levels if we think about it that way. Also, not to be that person, but it's also as simple as, if all of this is insulting to you, if all of this is just, you know, the pinnacle of what is wrong with Western society, no one's forcing you to buy from there. Which means you can critique it, but it's also like, let's remember they're selling underwear and bras. Like, these are not the pinnacles of ethics. In the fashion outlet, Chen noted that the Lancely company's attempt to stop the financial drain body positive marketing was causing was to bring back its runway show format and blend the sexiness the brand has come famous for with some of its more inclusive initiatives. She described the Victoria's Secret The Tour 23 as a display that fell somewhere in between the personification of male lust of the brand's aughts era heyday and inclusive utopia promoted by its many disruptors. Victoria's Secret and Pink brand president Greg Eunice summed up this new direction for the company, reportedly telling investors sexiness can be inclusive. He explained that sexiness can celebrate the diverse experience of our customers, and that's what we're focused on. Chief executive Martin Waters also reportedly admitted that the inclusivity initiatives were not profitable for the company, stating, "Despite everyone's best endeavors, it's not been enough to carry the day." According to Business of Fashion, the company's new goal is to improve profitability and cross back over $7 billion in annual sales. To meet this objective, the brand plans to roll out activewear and swimwear, update its existing stores, and open up 400 new ones outside of the United States. Victoria's Secret did not immediately respond to Fox Business's request for comment. Honestly, I think they're better off going back to the core of what Victoria's Secret has been for all these years, because putting aside all the body politics of this, let's say, this brand has been consistent for I don't know how many years at this point. But we all have a very particular image when we think of Victoria's Secret, whether it's the bag, whether it's like lacy bras and underwear, whatever the image you have. That image has been solidified over years and years and years. The moment you step away from that image, you may be shooting yourself in the foot, first of all, because that's what brands want. They want an established image. They want to be connected to some kind of idea, thought, mood, whatever. So as soon as they step away from that, we have problems. Let alone stepping away from that in a position that does not seem genuine, that does not seem like it suits the brand at all, to be entirely honest, and a position that effectively is fake. And we know it's fake because they just walked it back because they're like, yeah, you know, like we wanted to include people who aren't like 6 feet tall and size 0 because we kind of wanted to throw you guys a bone. You guys aren't buying things, so we're just going to take the bone back. And it's like, okay, well then just say you never meant it, which we all already knew, but they went and confirmed that, which makes it worse because at one point you were pretending to be something you're not. And I think that's what's most insulting for people is that we knew you weren't that. You tried to convince us you were that, and now you're proving, yeah, that was never us. Personally, am I super offended by it? No, but that's also because I have no faith in Victoria's Secret because, you know, I really do not put anything of substance in the hands of people who are making bras and underwear. And I'm not undermining how sexy or pretty or whatever that can make you feel, but these are not the people that I count as paragons of morality. So honestly, what they do does not, to me, have massive significance in one way or the other because I know that it's all routed in money. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.